It sounds like you got a message on Steam. Oh, and I also need to mute my own stream in the background so I don't see myself. Yeah, it's not Team Liquid. Hello everybody. Hello Echo. Hello Schmel. Schmel, are you happy today? Let me turn down the music, even though it is fantastic. It's probably a little bit too loud. Let me just tune that down. That was a bit too much. Maybe like so. Let me know how that is. So yeah, TL is the Leftovers is their name. They're playing right now in the VRL League, but hopefully they will also join VRML. We have some familiar faces here on the Leftovers, which is mainly Hector, Pixel, and Pixel Tutor and Nicer Dicer. Of whom today I was told Pixel would play, but right now I don't see him in voice, but I see 5 other members of TL. So maybe he's not actually playing. So to give a bit of background here to everybody, Phoenix and me, 2 Phoenix that is, are doing a little bit of a mini tournament for new players and new teams. So basically no VRML member is allowed to play in this tournament. Which is not today, by the way. This is just Scrim, but next week will be the tournament, and I will be casting some of those games. But yeah, so we are organizing this a little bit, and we thought, you know, it would be fun to also give this team some chance to scrim against each other, get some experience in, have some fun, you know, get to know the game. And I thought would be a good idea to also cast it. Normally I don't cast scrims because, you know, scrims is pretty pointless to cast normally. No, this is just a scrim, and 404, I just called them 404. They don't have a name. They're this new. They don't have a name. They're this new. They're also not in VRL. Only TL is in VRL. But hopefully, maybe they join VRL or VRML or no, whatever league they like to join. But so far, they are only signed up for the tournament, which will be next week on the 4th of December. Sunday, where we will have 4 competing new teams. Hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be playing against each other. So today is just, you know, a friendly scrim, which I will be casting to give these players some feedback, you know, to have some fun here. And then next week we will be casting some more with 2 additional teams, hopefully. Sorry, Shmuel, I can't translate that right now. But one of the teams will be Russian indeed. I think I see the word Russian in there. Hello, Phoenix. So one of the teams will be Russian, and surprisingly, 3 teams will be German, which is, I think, quite interesting. Apparently, there's a large amount of German players that are, you know, somewhat new. So I can see on Ninja Kick's stream that we are looking at 9 people in the lobby. I was told that the last person will be joining momentarily. So hopefully we'll get this underway soon enough. In the meantime, here on Radio RFL, which is not a radio, I'm legally obliged to say this, we will be listening to some more music. This one is called Narc, this entire album by Mega Drive, which is called 198XAD, which I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but it's a fantastic album. If you're in this kind of music, you should absolutely check them out. Yes, 404 is a rookie team. It's so rookie, and it's not even the name. I just made it up because they don't have a name. We'll see how that name will develop. And now I can see 5 in the lobby. I have to be a little bit careful today because they're obviously, since the Scrim, not playing competitive, so I basically have to snipe the lobby before it goes away. I can see in PAF TV like lobbies from 17 minutes ago, so it's not too bad, but I want to snipe it as they start, and it looks like they're starting on stockpile. Yes, this is all European teams. There's no NA. I mean, you know me, Americans not allowed. There's 2 Americans I like, and that's Superhero and that's Boris, and that's about it. Sorry guys. No, actually it will be yeah, so these teams today playing will be 2 German teams indeed. And it looks like 404 is starting on the T side and TL is starting on the CT side, and indeed Pixel is actually not playing. I was told he would need to sub, but he is actually not playing, it looks like, which is fantastic, I think. And it looks like they're about to start, so I will have to pay a little bit more attention to Steam TV, Steam VR. So today there's 2 German teams playing against each other, and in the tournament there will be 3 German teams hopefully and 1 Russian team. Okay, they're at finding game server, so let's see if we can snap that. I can also already switch the scene. Yes, thank you for that. So. I apologize. I was talking the whole time. I picked the wrong scene. That was my bad. So now we should have sound as well as the in-game sound. Yes, sorry. I picked the wrong scene. That was absolutely my bad. What did you miss? Not too much. We saw... Oh no, somebody dropped. Yeah, it looks like... what's his name? Eagle dropped, but hopefully we'll rejoin soon. But 4-4 picked T side on stockpile. They managed to take the B side convincingly, planted the bomb. Now they are down 1 player. Hopefully that player will reconnect very soon. Yeah, and let me know how the sound and everything is. I have, like I said, I haven't casted in quite a while. So yeah. What do we have? So we have on the blue side we have the leftovers. Kung Fu Snail is the captain, as we've been told, or as I understand. We have Changeman, we have Oni-chan, we have Endermate, and we have Garth. And then on the 4-4 side, we have Bauersuch Bombe, Satan, Myhawk, Ninja Kicks, and the player who disconnected is called Eagle with a Deagle. So if you see any of those in the publics, be nice. These could be future, you know, members of the community, or I guess they already are members of the community. And Ninja manages to take out Ender and secure the round. 2-0 so far. Eagle did reconnect slightly too late, so he won't get that win money, but his team can drop for him. So yeah, 2-0. Yeah, and as these players are new, you know, we still have to iron out some kinks. We see 2-49 here, which obviously is not meta, but I don't, you know, there's no rules in the tournament or anything, so people can buy whatever they want. Obviously, it's a bit questionable. So we have an now by Bauer, and I think Satan should also have a gun. Eagle's still stuck in spawn. No, yeah, now it's shooting. Hopefully it will work now. And let's see, we have Satan pushing all alone and being killed by Kung Fu. Let me just reload this. Garth is being aggressive on A-Long, being taken out by, what's his name? Ninja. However, he lost quite a bit of health there. And now it's Oni versus Ninja, and Ninja has basically no health, but he manages to trade out. It was very good for him, but oh no, the only player left is Eagle, who hopefully, I've been saying this a few times now, is in now. But he has to play 1v3. Hopefully he can get a gun. Nope. Finds changing it out in the open. He should not fight this with the 19 lesson, as the chances of him winning that are basically 0. And indeed, he did not win that. So 1-2. And the eco of 4-4 is a bit all over the place. Satan and Ninja have a lot of money. The rest of the team is too broke to afford. Actually, I need to pause my stream on this thing so it doesn't distract me too much. Yeah, so it looks like we have some odd buys again. We see MP5s and ohms. I kind of like it in the sense that it's kind of wild, but obviously in time this will probably be ironed out as it's not very effective. So it looks like a B push here. We have Ninja and Bauer pushing into Snake and finding them. And also picking up an M249. This should be a really preferred gun. He drops the gun, unfortunately. In the mid, we have Changeman taking out Myhawk, which I believe is first S&D, like not first S&D game per se, but first like proper 5v5. Actually, it was sort of a lucky coincidence that we found him yesterday, because one player of 4-4 couldn't make it last minute, so luckily he was able to play. Ended up breaching side now together with Bauer, but Bauer dies in the process, leaving just him. But Satan is on the flank with an M4, takes him out 2v2. The question is, where is the bomb? Is it over here? Was it dropped? Yes, indeed it was. And we have Garth on the back flank, but he's turning his back. This could be devastating. I think Ninja saw him, but Ninja should just pick up the bomb. Oh no, they shoot each other. And he manages to take out both, not even needing to plant the bomb. Getting another win for 4-4. These are the stats so far. Yeah, to just recap, these are new teams for anybody recently joined, so they are not as experienced in terms of that. So we see some funky stuff coming up in terms of guns, in terms of just util, maybe in terms of strats. But, you know, it's a learning experience, and we're just here to have fun. We see now again a B push, although Myhawk is on the A side. I'm not sure even if he knows Alpha. Looks like heavy mid pressure coming up. Garv is pushing a long. Where did he go? Okay, he's now rotating over to B in the mid side. And they almost made it in there. No damage though. And now we have Garth who's shooting at people in the mid, but Satan does manage to take him out. But Ender is on the flank. He's now behind them. He opens up, but does not hit and dies. And now it's a 3v2 situation. Myhawk is in the back, and Ninja and Eagle are on site. Now Change and only need to do the retake. I like these positions. I like them a lot. Ninja can cover anybody who's pushing on site. He has a crossfire with Eagle. Myhawk has Snake under control, so there's no potential for attack in the back. Now they breach, and indeed the crossfire happens. Oni does not know where he needs to look, because he needs to look everywhere. And obviously, you know, you only have 2 eyes, and like the stupidest thing about human design is that, you know, you have 2 eyes, but they both kind of look in the same direction. So, you know, why, you know, it doesn't make sense. But still, point being, poor Oni couldn't do that because, you know, he was just surrounded. And that's a 1-4. We also already had a scrim with 4-4 against another German team, which was a bit one-sided in terms of 4-4 winning. So far it looks like 4-4 is one of the stronger teams of the tournament. There was though like our requirement or our maximum. I didn't sort of limit it in that regard, or Phoenix and me didn't limit it in that regard. It was just, you know, no GRML players. That was the primary limiting factor to make it fair. So all these players are maybe not new to the game, so they might have like 100, 200 or even 300 hours and know how to aim, but they haven't played a competitive game. And are, you know, just, you know, enjoying and learning this experience. Ninja on the plastic, able to take out Changeman, also not reaching side, finding Eagle, but taking a lot of damage. 1v1 situation, they both know where the other one is. Kung Fu about to push, he's trying to be cute with a nade, but it doesn't work. It does work, actually. I was sure this was gonna get eaten, but apparently Kung Fu still catching that. Yeah, and do give me feedback. Like I said, I haven't like casted in a long time, so I don't know if like how's the microphone, how's the game sound, is anything too loud. I had to lower the bitrate to Twitch's pathetic 6K because it doesn't allow more. Last time I tried to cast, I still had my YouTube settings, and Twitch just straight up sort of apparently tamped my account because I could not for the life of me connect anymore, and then we had to like cast on YouTube, which is fine. I just prefer live casting on Twitch. I think it's a better user experience personally. I prefer to watch live streams on Twitch and like video on demand and then videos on YouTube. And this time it looks like a mid push coming up. Myhawk again with the M249. Kung Fu buying the Bison and being able to taking out Satan. This is not gonna get old saying that, but Ninja gets revenge for the Lord of Terror. Is it the Lord of Terror or the Lord of Death? I don't even know. Leaving just Garf and Changeman on the map. Garf is on a long, now dropping a dropper. Where's Changeman? Changeman is in the mid. So they have some nice crossfire. Eagle and Ninja are still on site. Nate coming out, tagging Changeman, very nice. Breach comes in, Eagle in a bit of a pickle here, and they managed to breach and take it. Very nice. They had a good crossfire there. I feel like they could have played it 4-4 that is a bit more defensive, you know, just don't expose yourself too much. But, you know, it's a very heat of the moment kind of thing, especially if you haven't played this game a lot. So now it's a 2-5. We'll see. Usually what we experienced, I mean, you root for me sucking at the game and failing and not being able to cast, I think. That's what you do, Black Hat. Yeah, but I was trying to say before Black Hat rudely interrupted me that usually it looks like new teams are performing well on the CT side and sort of struggle with the T side, which isn't surprising. T side you need coordination, and some maps are sort of like CT sided as well, so it's much easier to defend. But 4-4 so far having a very successful T side with 5 wins, so even if they lose the last round, for the remaining rounds, they still have a good lead. And they breach the side together. I like seeing this. It's now a 4v3 and they breach the side. They have control of the side. They don't have control of A-long, so Garf, if he waits on his teammates, can potentially open up a devastating flank. But we also have Ninja Kings who's still in the back. I think he knows about Garf. Eagle, oh my god. Oni and they're now breaching. Garf on the flank is being killed, but Ninja King is one shot. They know also where Bauer is. They exchanged gunfire. Ninja Kings is down, leaving just Oni-chan and Endermate, and they managed to, you know, clear it out 3v4. Very nicely done. Endermate basically no health whatsoever. Oni-chan is not a loser. He bought a diffuser. Guns are being picked up. And 3-5. If TL can bring this back to a 4-5, then the CT was not too bad. If they lose another round now, then obviously it will be an uphill battle on the T side. We shall see how that goes. Let's take a look at TL. What are they doing? They have the money, but yeah, on the 4-4 side, actually surprisingly, they don't have the money. We see an Uzi coming out on the last round by Bauer's Obama. Like I said, there are still some things to be ironed out and such. I tried to answer. I was telling you to not root for me, or to, you know, root for my failure as a person, as a human. Yeah, good. If not cooked at all, it was more like a mine for an Endermate, but took heavy damage to Ninja Kicks, and now Satan is being taken out. Also, Bomber finding out that the Uzi is not a very good gun, being killed. Suddenly it's a 3v5 and Ninja Kicks is one shot. He's currently outbreaking on his team. And is being killed by Changeman. Eagle with the Deagle takes out Oni-chan, and it's now a 2v4 situation, 1v4 situation. It's just Myhawk. As you know, it's last round, he has to play this. Does get a beautiful flank, turning this into a 1v2 situation. But then is being killed. Not sure what he was trying to pick up. Also, Endermate trying to pick up guns, but the end of the half, you know, prevents that. And now we have 4-4 on the CT side. Let's see how they play it. And TL on the T side. It's just fly the chopper over there. I still can't make chopper sounds, but one day I shall learn. I think we're also gonna, go slow on the memes today because I just feel like we need to focus a bit more on the game here. Give these guys some insights if they so decide to watch. Looks like a rush B. Changeman just holding the mid. Lots of footsteps now. It should have been heard. Are the rotations coming in? That's the question. Communication is always an issue, especially if you're new to the game. Everything can be quite overwhelming. You do see the silencer, so the silencer meta continues to evolve, but in terms of take, this looks very good for TL. I managed to take out 2 members, take the side without any casualties, but now Onichan finding out Ninja Kicks, can aim for the head, gets the headshot, but is being refragged by Garb. And Kung Fu takes out Eagle with the Deagle, who ironically did not have a Deagle. Probably also not an Eagle. I should probably say Eagle is German for God. Oh, I did it. I don't know the English word. I mean, I probably know the English word, but I just can't remember it. Hedgehog. Yes, hedgehogs. That's it. So basically, it's a hedgehog, as you can see with the picture. I mean, I guess. But yeah, this hedgehog has a Deagle apparently, but not on the pistol round. But now on the safe round, he does. Let's see what he does with it. Probably shoot, but we'll find out. Rest of the team looks like they're full saving, except for Myhawk, who bought a 5.7. Not a bad choice. On the TL side, we see the usual rifles, except for Garth. He likes the M16. And it's a 5.5, so everything goes. Instant headshot by Garth on the M16. So like I said, he likes it and he knows how to use it. Now it's a 5v3, again a good B take, no casualties so far. It's just Myhawk and Eagle with the Deagle. They need to do damage, hopefully capture a gun, that sort of thing. And I made on the flank, just sneakily waiting there, but being surprisingly by Myhawk, who picks up the gun and needs to save it now, but he's just being aggressive. Eagle with Deagle showing that he can shoot a Deagle by just head tapping. Myhawk just sprinting around side, Garth being patient, just waiting until he runs past. That gun is now lost. That's a bit of a lost opportunity. Eagle should just play it slow. Gets another kill, very nice. Do some eco damage, prevent them from picking up guns, prevent them from surviving ideally. If he dies now, then they can probably pick up multiple guns. Kung Fu also in a pickle because she will die there if the bomb explodes. She probably realized, yeah, there she goes. She gets the round win, but yeah, she dies in the process. 6-5 for TL, but in terms of saving, this was quite good for 4-4. They did manage to do a lot of eco damage, get a lot of kills. Current scoreboard fairly even on the TL side. On the 4-4 side, Ninja Game having a very good game. Rest of the team is still, performing decently. So yeah, let's see how it continues. Looks like TL really either wants to practice the B push or, just really likes it, and it works for them. They breach it really well. I got a lot of kills, although they are making a lot of footsteps. I'd like to see some util, but Ninja does get endermate in the connector, but he loses a lot of health. Yeah, Kung Fu refrags, but doesn't check the connector, still turns around, gets another frag, very nice. Mihawk now in the connector, it's a 3v3 situation. Mihawk trying to prevent the bomb plan, but Garth shoots him in the back, as he should, has the back, and so it's now a 2v3 situation. Satan on the flank behind does manage to kill Changeman, and Kung Fu is very low health, and now she has 0 health. Garth did get a kill from that position, so if they communicated that, then yep, that's what happens. You need to reposition yourself after kills, ideally. Hopefully Ego will give his teammates some time, looks like it. And yeah, good retake for sure. 6-6. A very even game so far. I'm quite happy with that. In terms of news, I guess now is a good time to, basically bring that up. Apparently, in the next patch, which will be coming Monday, we just don't know which Monday, Path TV will get some updates, including that artifacts like these will no longer be there, so we can finally see which guns are actually real and which are just a distant memory of the past. And this time TL goes for an A, and that was an absolutely insane pre-net. I don't know, I don't think it was intentional, but it mounts beautifully, taking out one member and halving to others, and Changeman also just getting the head tap in mid. So now it's suddenly a 3v3 situation. Yeah, insane. But they must know now that it's an A push because Bauer's Bomber did push. Just for some context, so Bauer is German for not peasant, farmer, I would say. And obviously, this peasant is in search for a bomb, which is sort of like a wordplay because there's these TV shows where like the farmer is looking for a wife. Anyways, this has been going on way too long. And you probably don't need to know this, but I thought I'd supply some lore in terms of naming and such. If new German players are introduced to the community. And I would assume that these kinds of TV shows are also being watched all around the world. He tries to replicate his success. I think this one was a bit too early. He's at A long, and this time it looks like a bit of a slower play. See, Endermite is just going absolutely ham, just rushing in, but there's nobody on A side, interestingly enough. There must have been some sort of miscommunication. Garth taking a lot of damage, but so did Satan. And now he's being taken out. That gun is now up for grabs. Take out Eagle in the mid. So now they have control of A side, but Ninja Kicks is on CT and nobody pushed A long. So he has an angle there. Let's see what he makes out of it. Nighthawk is in the mid. Which I'm surprised to find Ninja there. And now it's a 3v2 situation and Endermate needs to get out of there. He's kind of exposed. And Nate does not tag. He is checking, but he's being killed. And now it's a 1v1 situation. Both know where the other is, but Kung Fu Snail is keeping her cool, killing Nighthawk, but still, in terms of that, it was not a bad situation. 7-7. We have a little bit of a nail biter already here on our hands. I was afraid this could be like one-sided, which is obviously never a good experience, either as a caster or as a player. You don't enjoy it when you do it to an enemy team. You certainly do not enjoy it when it's being done to you. I can speak from experience. I lost a few games against teams like OP where it was just one-sided stomps, where nothing was working for me and I just got absolutely destroyed. And you know, it's fine for like the first 5 or like even 7 rounds, but if it happens multiple maps, then this game can become absolutely frustrating. Luckily, none of that is happening today. It looks like everybody's having a grand time shooting each other. Power of the Bomber getting the double here, very nice. And it's now just Changeman on Garth. Power of the Bomber getting that 3k. I think Nighthawk has a bugged M249 because I don't think he wanted to deplete all of his ammo. And Bauer with the 4k, he's now cleaning house. Or clean. I guess I could make a farmer-related pun now, but I'm not smart enough. Superior told me to blame the Rider Strike as a universal, you know, excuse for me being bad at everything, but I'm not sure I can get away with it. Yeah, 7-8 scoreboard so far. We see a lot of good action here across the board. It looks like TL is going back to the B side, and why not? They had a lot of success there. Although last round they absolutely did not. Baozu Pomba probably trying to replicate. Personally, I don't like the spot too much. It is very, you know, committed in terms of like if you are there, you're not getting out of there. If the enemy team breaches, Inate tags Garth down to 40% of his health. Rest of the team not. Oni is now pushing in, as does Garth. But Garth finding out, hey, P does absolutely nothing against armor. Since Baozu Bomber basically lost no health in that exchange. I guess it now slightly helps Endermate because he is also in UMP. But in terms of the rest of his team, Changeman and Kung Fu, they absolutely don't need this kind of damage. They have a deagle that just ignores armor completely as a free shot regardless. And they managed to fake him out, but they will have to defend 5v3. They do manage to get Ninja with a beautiful head tap. Nighthawk now pushing side, and his gun was empty. Hopefully that gun was not bugged. Baozu Bomber right behind him, but he's not clearing side. And Changeman gets another beautiful head tap. Endermate now coming in mid. He's trying to clip it. I can see it. Okay, he's clipping it now. But he's getting killed. I didn't even realize that the other member was killed. Honestly, I missed that. I'm not sure when that. I'm sorry. But yeah, and then it managed to clutch it out with a UMP, turning this to an 8-8. Yeah, something, I guess, with the clips was not alright. And I think, what's his name? Myhawk had probably the bugged M249 because he was trying to shoot it. I could see this frustration in his eyes as he raised the gun towards Kung Fu Snell. I think it was Kung Fu Snell in that corner, and there was just not anything coming out of his gun. That is basically a very annoying puff bug that basically, you know, the gun is firing and some other people might hear it, but you can't. So for your perspective, it's completely like you are not actually firing the gun. But on the server, the gun is being emptied, and then next round, they try to use the gun. It's actually empty, though like it shouldn't be, because on your screen everything is still full. So what you need to do is basically test your gun, nice pre-nade from, or it's not a pre-nade, but nice nade from Ninja into B, killing one member and heavily damaging two. But to finish that, basically you need to, when you pick up guns at the start of the round, you need to fire them, make sure they're actually working. It's quite annoying, but it is part of the game. You actually need to do that with any gun you pick up. You also should do this when you pick it up during a round, but the obviously disadvantage is that you're firing the gun. Not that the disadvantage is Eagle and Ninja to play together, but now it comes down to a 1v1 situation. Ninja did kill somebody, but it was quite a while from this position, but it was quite a while ago. How will they pull that back? That is a good question. And I mean, now trying to reach the side. Flashbang should have been coming out, what, like 1 second earlier, I think, then it would have gotten Ninja. But of course, you know, the adrenaline in a 1v1 situation with very little time makes these kind of plays hard. And now it's at 8-9. It's the match point for 4-4, but it's very close. TL can afford, although they are buying some funny guns again. You see 2 ohms again. And on the TL side, I believe everybody can afford armor. Did everybody armor? Yeah, we see a lot of armor coming out. So these ohms will be at a severe disadvantage unless you can repeatedly headshot. You need to pop the helmet with the first bullet, and then you can insta with the second bullet. I guess it's not insta, but then you can kill with the second bullet. Otherwise, I believe you need more than 5 rounds. And I'm getting tagged here by the pre-nades, so they know at least somebody's at A main. But it doesn't look like they're reacting on this. Myhawk is falling back from A-long. I think he dropped the smoke there. It's a pretty nice smoke. Yes, he did. We can see the red trail. And it's completely blocking off TL. He's now sort of crouching up on the smoke. This could be very dangerous if he tries to pass it. Well, Oni-chan is trying to pass it. And luckily they trade. I don't know why he had a silenced 5-7, but it worked out. And Satan just, you know, got the triple on the side, and thus basically concluding the match as Changeman got killed by Ninja Kicks as a last live member from TL. And this is first map. This is a final scoreboard. We see heavy fragging from Changeman and Kung Fu as well from Ninja and Satan. And then we have Oni, Garth, and Endermate, respectively, all very close to each other. And on the 4-4 side, we have Myhawk with 14, 15, Eagle 9. I think he he lost like 3 rounds, so his score is a little bit lower. And Bowser Bomb with 10, 5, 13. All in all, very close match. Very nice to see that. I hope everybody had fun. I certainly did, having casted that. I would assume there's a little bit of a break now. I can see on the screen they haven't even selected the next map. So I'll try to select the right, the right screens this time. We can continue with the music. Hopefully. Yeah, we can. I don't know how long the break will be, to be honest. I would assume it's going to be like, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 minutes, but I have no word since this is a scrim. To give some background in this little tournament, what we have going, there will be just 3 maps, so there will be no map selection and all that thing, because new players basically, you come into this game and it's pretty hard to just learn all the maps that there are. So in order to ease them into the experience, we decided, okay, what maps do they want? And we had like a little question, or we oriented ourselves around common maps. So we have Dust 2 and Inferno. And then we also wanted to sort of make sure that there's a very good map in there, so that's why we picked Stockpile, which you just saw. Because obviously Stockpile is basically the gold standard. It's very, very balanced in terms of like it's not very sided. It doesn't have any bugs like a lot of the CS maps do. It runs very smooth, unlike, for example, Inferno. So it's, I think, overall a very good map. And that's why we decided to put it in. I would bother with scores and maps and bands and all of that because we're just, you know, casting a scrim for fun. So yeah, you just have to deal with it that we're just, you know, putting in this amount of effort. I can see Dust 2 being the second map being picked now, but they're not loading in, so we can enjoy the music a little bit more here on Radio FL, not actually radio. This one is called Memory Dealer by Mega Drive. And it looks like everybody's getting ready for the next map I can see on the stream. So let me just pick the right window. Yeah, they're finding a game server now. How much delay there is. The next map will be Dust 2. And it looks like Hill is starting on the T side. And 4 will start on the CT side. And given that it's Dust 2, it probably will take a while to load in, and it's just Dust 2 being Dust 2. We get to listen to more music. This one is called Osaka Sewer. Looks like they found the game. Yep, there it is. Nice. Wait a minute. My patented, actually not patented, method of waiting until the 1 minute mark to never have the game ending bug will just continue working, I feel like. Hasn't let me down so far. We can kill the music for now. There it is. Yes, thank you, Echo. As long as PathTV now doesn't crash. No, it doesn't. Beautiful. The scene should be right. The scene is right. Everything is alright. Hopefully everybody loads in, otherwise this would be quite annoying. In the background. Don't think everybody loaded in because I think they're searching again. Unfortunate. This obviously can happen. So back to the drawing board we go. You can hear the vote end sound. And we can continue listening to music. And they are finding game server again. I hope everybody has a nice evening. I'm just, you know, chilling, relaxing. I might hop on Path myself a little bit later if anybody wants to join. If there's players or good lobbies. In the meantime, we refresh PathTV. Actually, I guess I don't have to. I can wait until it on screen. And we can go back to... actually, let's not bother with the pause screen. I feel like that's just another risk of me forking up something. Yeah. See, there's 2 coming up. I don't think it's theirs. Oh, it actually is. And you got another Steam message. You should really check those Steam messages. It could be urgent. Okay, I can already kill the music. Since we are on the 1 minute mark. Into Dust 2. Iconic map. We shall see how the new teams deal with them. Everybody loaded in on the right side of, or rather, you know, in the right team. So we have TL and 4 unchanged roster. It looks like they're not taking the Russian approach. They are not rushing B. Instead, they're rushing mid. Interesting, interesting. We see 2 people from 4 going towards the B side. We have Nighthawk in the mid. We have Ninja and Eagle on A. Okay, they're just going 5-man short. Eagle making that 4 and Kung Fu unfortunately making that 3. So a little bit of a team kill. Kung Fu then, you know, getting the revenge by killing Eagle. But now the 4 are on the flank, rotating into mid. Nighthawk gets a beautiful headshot on Kung Fu, turning this into a 4v2 situation. In terms of, you know, playing, this is always the disadvantage. If you're going with 5 people into one lane like that, as they win the round, you basically just are in each other's line of fire, and you give away a lot of map control. This is why I would not advise it. Also, a single hand grenade can basically end the entire round already. So, I don't think it's a good strategy. In terms of now the economy, it's not too bad for Kung Fu, as team killing on the first round has no repercussions. So she will not be punished for that, except if she needs to, you know, pay the teammate. We see Garth forcing an ump, which is a valid strategy, but he will be at a severe disadvantage against 4 who has armor. We have now Ender breaching. I think Ender saw that and crossing. They now have 2. No, he did not. He gets taken out. And unfortunately, another team kill. Kung Fu gets started, but Changeman kills Kung Fu, and then Changeman is being taken out. So now his money will be severely limited because of that team kill. And yeah, no planned. Basically no kills. A team kill. That's not a good save round. Let's see what they do on the 3rd round. Hopefully this will be another close game. But yeah, this is a somewhat T-sided map. I would say decently T-sided, not extremely, but actually quite. Ninja taking the engagement, but then boarding. I like this. Got the info. He can fall back to a better position. This card is definitely a better position because it offers some more damage protection. Eagle being aggressive on a short. Now fighting the head peak on the stairs and losing against Kung Fu. Now Ninja is all alone. And the rotations are coming in, but I think it's coming too late. They will hear that and they have the sight. And Bar now needs to sort of watch 15 angles at once. He is using, what is he actually using? He is using a silenced it looks like. And he's being taken out by Changeman. So it's now a 2v4 situation. Adam has an M4 and is on a short, so he can get some kills. He gets only but loses a lot of health. Myhawk is right behind him. Oh, that bounce was weird. It bounced against this and then that. Now it's a bit lucky for Satan. I feel like if that went in, then he would have been dead. It doesn't matter, he's dead anyways. Myhawk now going to A long, he won't have time. And maybe he can get an exit if, you know, TL moves towards this way. Ender should hear him by now. Actually, Myhawk is not even going really in there. Hopefully, you need to get out of there. You will die. Just nice on that. A little bit of pre-fire, but first round 4 TL on the T side. And yeah, let's see if they can keep the pain train rolling. I'm not entirely sure why these places need to be bombed. It just looks like a bunch of generic crates out in the open. Probably should just steal them, honestly. You know, that's probably a lot cheaper and a lot less suspicious. But yeah, looks like TL really wants to blow them just up. And it looks like they want to blow up the B now again. Standing 5 men to B, giving up mid is a bit dangerous. 4-4 also playing with 2 people on B side, which is a bit unconventional, I would say. Usually B gets like 1.5 players at best, because you have this very strong head peak back here, which is basically just, you know, telling everybody in that tunnel, hey, you are not coming in here, I'll kill you. Myhawk now opening up and just, you know, casually swinging by, flashbang, tagging them so they know somebody's on the right. Rotations are coming in. There's a trade. Now we're just making use of that M249. Fun fact, if you're crouching and then the recoil is reduced, personally I think that logic is a bit stupid, but you know, it is there, leaving just guards alone in the tunnel surrounded by all sides and they take the win. So yeah, usually you wouldn't play this with that, but you know, teams are new, they're doing their own thing, they're finding out what works, and it's of course also not, you know, sure if the things that work on you know, a different level, you know, also work here. Maybe on this level they just need to have 2 people there. Personally, I think that makes A side a little bit vulnerable. We'll see if TL makes use of that by just being, you know, being a pain, pushing A long and A short. Then basically you have some very strong angles, and it looks like they're going with 3 into A long. They're once more finding out there's a push coming, so he's just falling off. If they are faster, they could shoot him in the back, but they're a bit hesitant. They're nading Car, but this time they don't go there. Satan does get Garf in the mid. Only gets naded to down to 1 shot. Changeman gets taken out by Ninja. Oni is now being finished by Eagle with Legal. Ninja taking Endermate, and it's just Kung Fu. Has to fight multiple people and it's just being killed. So no success here. 1-4 now. TL struggling a bit to making really, you know, making that work. The issue is that they're not getting picks, and then they're trying to push into sites where the entire enemy team has already sort of rotated and is in a defensive position, and that's very hard. We shall see if they can overcome this either by getting the earlier picks and therefore taking sites and then, you know, just having to defend those sites, or if they can fake out 4-4 a little bit and then take the sites that are unguarded. We have Kung Fu towards B this time. We have Endermate in mid. Garf looks like they're spreading out a bit. Zatan does find Changeman, but takes quite a bit of damage from that Deagle. He's now 1 shot to basically on 1 member, because 3 members again bought an home band. I think Zatan still has a little bit of armor left. So he's probably more than like 2 shots from the home. Ender takes out Myhawk in the mid. We have the A short push. Kung Fu is all alone on B. The entire B side is empty. Oni-chan now being taken out by Eagle with the Deagle, and Endermate about to be flanked by Satan, which is a funny thing to say. There's a trade, that's a good result. I think Kung Fu has the bomb. I think that's the flashbang symbol. She does, so at least she gets the money, but they don't really need money. I mean, they do need money, but they also need a win. They desperately need a round win. Going into that corner, not a bad corner, but I think Bauer just saw her. Certainly looks that way. Can she make this happen? Yes, and they play together. That's exactly how you should do this. Ideally, somebody could get some more guns, but they should have the money to drop teammates if they don't have. Eagle with the Deagle having clippers. I think Ninja also has clippers. He just forgot them. Yes, he did. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. Stress of the moment, heat of the moment. Certainly. So far, very 4-4-sided, I would say. A little bit of a rough game for Garf here. Rest is fairly even in terms of frags. They absolutely need wins now. They need to go into the second half with, I would say, at least a 3-6. Otherwise it will be an impossible comeback almost. Looks like they're going back to the A side. Again playing it from there. What's coming out, but this time he's not. Oh, now he's falling off. I wish that would be a little bit faster if the enemy is playing defensive like this. Now Ender also should take the pit, because the pit is a very strong head peak, preventing the enemy from really making any use of those angles. And now they're just slow walking up to a short, and don't think 4-4 knows this is coming. They're sort of looking towards it, but the rotations are not coming in. Ninja and Oni trading out, leaving just Eagle outside, with being sniped by Kung Fu in round 16. Garf spraying down the side, expecting another member, but there's none. Changeman now guarding the mid, and basically it's now 4v1. Mihawk is all alone. He should try to save, because it's unlikely that he can eliminate 4 members, especially with a lurk like Changeman, although he just killed somebody in mid. So it's likely he's still there, and Mihawk recognizes this and is just playing very slowly defensively. I think that M249 is an artifact. Changeman now made a footstep, so Mihawk will be sure that an enemy's there. He actually has a red dot on his gun. I respect that. And yeah, that will be the important round win for TL. They should pick up a gun for their fallen comrade. And, you know, get off the side. Please, Kung Fu. Please? No. Not again. Great in mid. That might just save Kung Fu. Nope, it does not. She dies one more time. I think she just likes dying to the bomb. It doesn't matter. They should have the money to buy, and then probably also buy in the next round. Although their loss streak is now broken, so if they don't win this round and if they don't plant, they will be quite cash struggling for last round. Ender still has a little bit of cash, so does Garf, but still, I think that's not a good situation, especially if it's avoidable. But maybe I'm just too harsh. We see a pre-nade coming out. That's actually a smoke. Is that also smoke? Yes. Lucky for everybody involved, because that would have done quite a bit of damage. We see Foreman in the mid and Kung Fu going towards the B side. And how will 4-4 react? Changeman gets the pick on Mihawk in mid. They're now breaching mid, but that's a bit dangerous if you don't have any other angle. Ninja is going towards CT now, so he will be able to intercept that. We have Garf in a short. I like this very much. And as I say this, he falls off. Of course. Yeah, so Ninja is now in CT, which should tell them, hey, there's probably only one person on A. Garf recognizes this, peeks him, but does not get the kill on Eagle with the Deagle. And now it's a 2v4 situation as Bowser kills Changeman. We trade out, it's just Kung Fu. Kenji here, Ninja. He will know from the nade, and she will know she has now the side for herself. She can sort of plan, she can also nade down there. And there's not a lot he can do, especially since he already thrown his nade. It was a good attempt with the nade, it was just a little bit too late, but it's hard to time. She's now all alone in Goose, which is not a good angle, but obviously she can't go to a short. And yeah, they kill her. Getting another round. They did get the plan, so they should have the money for the final round to buy some rifles. And on the 4-4 side, they should absolutely have the money and find guns. Yeah, Satan's already bringing guns. which is, you know, it's not gonna stop being funny to say that, you know, Sardan bringing guns. It's just a good name. Yeah, so final round on the T side for TL. We'll see if their CT will be stronger here. Like I mentioned before, I think it's harder for newer teams to play T side to get that coordination. So we'll see how that actually works out in practice. Prenate bouncing a bit unlucky, otherwise I think it would have killed or at least heavily damaged Satan. Changeman taking just a little bit of damage from the mid nade, but you know, somebody mid is not exactly the high level intel. Ninja back at car, very defensive. This is a bit awkward for him because if they take pit, he basically can't get out of there. He can get then utiled, he can just be pre-fired to hell. A flashbang, nobody's really taking pit, that I don't like. He's on the angle now, about to surprise Garth. But then probably being refragged. But also takes out Oni-chan in the process, leaving just Kung Fu Snell. Eagle pushing up a short, being killed by a very patient changeman, who's then being killed by Myhawk, but also dealing heavy damage. Endermate just needs to sort of cover mid and a short, preventing that angle, but instead he decides to just die. But he deals heavy damage. Both of them are absolutely one-shot. If Kung Fu Snail plays this right, she can get the picks and win the round. Which is all she needs to do at this point, since last round she's just hiding in the corner. I don't like that too much, but she will hear them coming now, so if she lands her shots, this should be winnable. And she does, just barely, with like basically 0 HP, but hey, that's how the game goes. She wins that round, and it's 6-3. And now we'll see how 4-4 does on the T side. What will they do? Will they follow the Russian strategy of rushing the Suka, or will they try something else? Nope, it looks like they're going for the B push. Time-tested classic. On the TL side, it looks like they're going with a more standard setup of having only 3 people on the A side. Ninja immediately taking out Changeman, leaving the entire side for themselves. We have Eagle ratting in upper tunnels, about to surprise Oni-chan. Yep, there he goes. And now the retake will be near impossible as they already aggressively peek. And TL is not expecting this. This sort of level of aggression, 1v5. Ender needs to absolutely play this, even though his chances are very slim. Because if they all die to the bomb but he survives, they will get extra cash. Which is why, as a CT on the pistol round, this is just a pistol round rule, by the way. As a pistol round, you as a CT, you cannot survive unless you make sure that another T also survives. Satan does not survive. He gets one tap with a Glock burst, and doesn't look like 4-4 knows about this rule. It's a bit of an obscure rule, so this time Undermate's not being punished for it, but he also doesn't gain anything from it. But the most he would have gained is taking the Glock into the next round, but a Glock is fairly ineffective against armor, which a 4-4 will certainly buy. So yeah, 7-3. This one looks a lot more sided, I would say, because they won the pistol round. They will probably take this round as well. Also, we're seeing some funny buys. We see a P90, which I think is just one of the worst games in the game. I would never buy this. I would rather use a knife. But let's see if Bowser Combat can make it work. You see a very aggressive Eagle with Eagle, just getting 2-tapped by Changeman. But he survives, falling back. That's a good play. We have Garth just back there, laying down fire. But then dying. We have Satan in upper, camping out. Kung Fu knows he's there, but it doesn't help her. And again, it's just Ender, 1v5. You must hate these situations. 2 of the members of 4-4 are one-shot, but fortunately, he still needs to find those 2. Looks like he's just chilling in the corner. Given how his team sort of forced, they won't have a lot of money next round. And he does manage to kill Satan. If you're this low, it's always a good idea to, you know, not have that position. Swap out, and Bowser Bomber does manage to get a kill with a P90. Still think it wasn't worth it since the gun is so ridiculously expensive. I don't think the kill bonus is that good. I can't be sure, but I think it's 300, which is not a lot considering how expensive the gun is. But if he has fun, that's all that matters. Looks like he wants to take the P90 with him in the rifle round. This could be quite devastating for him. We'll see. What are they actually doing? Looks like an A push. We see some smokes into mid. That's what we like to see. Mid now completely being shut off. Can't really do or tell anything. He can just basically guard that door, but A short is completely open. But only pushing it, getting bars with bombers so that P90 is off the ground. Ninja not expecting Kung Fu to red there. She does manage to kill Ninja Cakes. However, Myhawk kills her with a silenced 5-7. He really likes that silenced 5-7 for some reason. And it works out for him. He gets those kills, and really that's all that matters. Personally, I would use something with a little bit more firepower. But yeah, whatever works. Eagle picking up one grenade. I believe the other one is just a bomb. Does he have it? Does he have it on? He does not. So he might actually have 2 grenades. Myhawk have one? Yes, he does. He's pulling the bomb out. Garf is on the flank, hearing the signal. He gets him. But the bomb is not down. He does not even need to pick this. The Eagle needs to pick this. Eagle has 2 grenades. He's yeeting both of them over there. He tags Garf, but he doesn't kill them. He did pick up the bomb, but he gets straight through the wall. Very important kill here by Garf. You know, stopping that. And yeah, 4-4 has a lot of money except for that. Saiten, I'm not sure what he bought that he doesn't have money, but I don't think anybody else can afford for him, so he might need to deagle save this one. Syncing up the eco is one of those things. He's getting dropped in ump. Personally, I think a deagle is the better choice. But yeah, syncing up the eco, making sure you buy into the same rounds is sort of something that new teams, or existing teams, struggle with. That grenade was not bad, but I don't think it tagged anybody, but he certainly will have heard that changeman. If you hear all these footsteps, this is the time where you get the hell out and get a better position, because you're just out in the open. Yeah, you might get a frag, but you probably will get refragged immediately and therefore leave side wide open. Kung now already on the scene, but she will have to face multiple members. She's not in cover yet, so she's just, you know, getting 1v3, and that's an unlikely fight to win. So now it's a 3v3 situation, but 4-4 does have the side. And if Satan can find the numbers, it's probably not 666. Myhawk just spraying that M249, it works for him. Yeah, Bowers of Bomber finding Garf, leaving just Anna, who is again saying, seriously guys, why are you always putting me in this situation here? And Myhawk finishes him off 9-4. This might be the final round of the game. And it's not looking good for TL because they are not having any sort of money. They need to buy whatever they can, and we're seeing that whatever coming out. But it's mostly Ums and Bisons. 16, I think James Manhattan AK. Personally, if you cannot afford, like the first thing you should buy would be a rifle. So you can't afford an AK, you should buy an AK and skip the armor, because armor is absolutely ineffective against rifles. So there's no point in buying it except for preventing any damage and sort of getting one shot by an M4. But if you get headshotted by an M4, you're good at that anyways. So, you know, buying that, and if you cannot afford any sort of rifle, then the Bison is a good choice because it has very high armor penetration. Unlike the OMP, which does not have a good armor penetration. So if you shoot with like an MP5 or an OMP on an armored guy, you need something like 8 bullets to kill them, unless you can hit multiple headshots. But in a straight up fight against a rifle like this, you just get killed long before you can fire all those shots. However, TL really makes this a lot harder. I'm not sure exactly what happened as I was ranting about the economy, but it's just Ninja and Myhawk now against 4 members of TL who still have a good amount of map control. Ninja Kicks now moving over to A long, only sort of faking out Myhawk by pretending to run away. But he still gets him, and as you can see, he basically took no damage because he has armor. But Garf then on the flank has the M16, which doesn't care about armor at all. He just kills them. Enderman very patient there, finding the last player and getting the headshot. Yeah, if the headshot is there, then you get the kill. So maybe this is the beginning of the comeback. 9-5 on the 4-4 side. We have mixed money, so they should do a safe round. 2 people can sort of afford a hero AK, or hero weapons, I guess. I won't call it hero Uzi because the Uzi is just not that good. But yeah, they need to sort of slow down a bit and make sure they get around or sync up the eco. We have 2 people in mid now, but it looks like an A push. That's just a smoke grenade, but it certainly has caused some panic on the 4-4 side. They're using a lot of util. This one, however, this might be a grenade. Or this one? Yeah, that was a grenade, but it was just hella undercooked. You need to pull that pin, cook it a little bit, and then it can do massive damage. Looks like it was enough to deter any sort of a long aggression, as they all fell off, but they're now going into a short. It's just Oni who takes out Ninja, who I believe had a rifle. Bauer also has one, so he takes a lot of damage there, but he holds steady. B, meanwhile, is completely open because TL completely rotated over. Garf is still holding the mid, but if the members of 4-4 realize this, they can just walk into B and plant, but Garf is just, you know, saying, this is my door, nobody gets into that door. And it's just now Zatan and Eagle. They can certainly win this, but they have 35 seconds. I don't think they have the bomb, although Eagle might have it. There's a flashbang. Yeah, he has it on the back, so the flashbang actually is the bomb. But oh, Changeman saw him into lower tunnels, and Garf can now go into the window, and they need to all rotate on that intervention. And 20 seconds on the clock will make it very hard if Zatan can delay this. Not delay this. He cannot. He get instantly tapped, and Garf, I believe, was at least a 4K. Don't think it was an ace, but I'm sure it was a 4K, maybe even an ace, but at least a 4K, which is fantastic. So instantly, you know, moving up in the chain. Turn is 9-6, and yeah, 4-4 needs to save again. And this is what I was talking about, sort of new teams having to play together on a T is very hard, and then also syncing up your eco so you maximize your chances of winning. That's just something you have to get down. Or a very strong lead can suddenly and basically out of nowhere vanish completely. And trying the B with the 5-man, the flashbang is beautiful by Changeman, preventing any sort of action. Garf has just free reign, but has to fall off, and Bowers of Bomber does manage to kill Changeman. And if now they can manage to plant the bomb, then this will be a beautiful save. Yes, a lot of damage there. They killed 2 members. They got a 1911 kill, which gets a lot of money. They got the bomb plant. That is basically ideal. It looked like a very good defense. This flashback was beautiful. But then Bowser Bomber was just a mad lad who just sprinted across side and got the 1911 kill, which opened up the side. But all in all, I think it was well played by TL. Delaying that push and preventing sort of losing the side. Just a bit unlucky in the end, but all in all, still good defense. Now both sides have rifles, 9-7. It's turning out to be another close game, but 4-4 just needs another win. There was an artillery smoke, very impressive. You see more smokes coming out. This one not landing so well, but they could just bypass it for now. We see Ender pushing up, being punished for it. And now they have a long completely. This is very dangerous, but the nade he was trying to smoke explodes and almost kills Eagle. Ninja dying on a short, so only still has that under control because he also... Changeman kills Bowers of Bomber from the lower, so they now have sight, but they don't have a long. Do they have the bomb? I think Eagle has it. I think that grenade is it. No, he runs past, so he doesn't have it. They do get Oni. Oh yeah, the bomb is down in mid. If TL realizes this, then they can win this. Otherwise it will be sort of a hard fight. I was picking a fight here. And yeah, they don't check far enough, and Changeman potentially changing, excuse the pun, around, and Garf cleaning up with the M16, 9-8. Yeah, he was really tucked in, so if you just sort of look around this corner, it looks clear, but then all of a sudden, boom, there's a wild Changeman with his M4 mowing down people, 2 people. They were both low, but still very nicely done. Saving that round, losing that bomb in mid is obviously not ideal. And then, you know, taking it from there. So they had A side, but without a bomb, that's not really that helpful. And looks like they're going for a full B again. I like their mid aggression. I feel like if they're in mid and then go to B, that worked well for them. The pure B could be a bit tricky once TL realizes this. But Changeman being a bit too aggressive gets killed. But Eagle losing a lot of health, and we already have Kung Fu in the window. and Garth at the door, so they breach side now, but they're taking a lot of casualties in the process, losing a lot of health. Ninja taking out Omni, Kung Fu taking out Bauer, leaving just Ninja, who's now dying, and now it's just Satan and Lore. But yeah, Kung Fu is basically one shot to an AK or an F4. Nah, I think that would be 2 bullets, but still. And Ender, who is still full health, but they don't have any intel on the last player. I don't think Zardan has the bomb. The bomb should be down somewhere. Let's go into the first person perspective, which again will be fixed. So I was told in the next version of this game, so that will be very good. But although this one doesn't seem too bad in terms of bugging, looks like he's using an angled forward. This I approve. And they're just running around. He saw him, but he took his sweet time. That's very good. He didn't give away his position. 25 seconds. If he can get the pick on Ender, he can win this, but obviously he does not know this. He does not see Kung Fu, and Kung Fu will hear him pick it up. He has 40 seconds, and he clutches it out. Unfortunate. He does it. Very nicely played. GG 10-8. Another close one. Will there be a game 3? I was told there will be a game 3, but I'm not 100% sure. And since both of those games were so long, let's switch over to the pause screen, get something to drink, listen to some more music. And this one is called Exoskeleton. It looks like the final map is about to begin. At least everybody's back in the lobby. So hopefully we can get this underway. Hey Mark. Or rather, hi Mark. Yeah, we're on pause right now, loading into third map. Or rather, waiting on third map. But hopefully it will go underway soon. Final map will be likely Inferno, since that's the remaining map in the pool. And in the meantime, we're listening to some more Mega Drive. This one is called Murderlizine, which I don't know who's meant here, but apparently they need to be murderized, which I also am not entirely sure what that means, but I'm sure it's something violent. Fantastic album, this one. Fantastic. The next track coming up is called Haunted. Yeah, now we can see Inferno being picked. It looks like yeah, we'll start on the CT side and 4-4 will start on the T side. They're searching the servers now, so and kill the music. Go and then switch over the scene. So we are ready for the inevitable map load. I guess it's not inevitable. We had times where maps absolutely wouldn't load, but let's hope that's not today. Let's see an Inferno CSGO loading up, so I just hope it's them. It would be interesting to see if there's like a delay and you can see the map loading up before. Again, you are getting Steam messages. Somebody is really trying to reach you. You should absolutely get back to that person. Yeah. If they all load in, that would be beautiful. Also, this video then probably will get copyright striked because I don't think as a spectator in Puff TV I can turn off the music. Funny, no, apparently one person did not load in. Let's see if they play it regardless. I think they will stop. Yes, they already did, so we'll have to wait some more. Unfortunate, but that's just how that goes, especially with a big map like Inferno, which has a lot of assets and therefore is a lot slow to load in on, depending on your computer. Hopefully the next load is faster. Get this final game underway. Yeah, so the funny thing is with Inferno is the music that plays, I believe it's the music at the CT spawn. It gets flagged by YouTube's copyright algorithm. And yeah, that's obviously not good. And then it gets blocked depending on country and such. And yeah, and you obviously can't stream or use that footage. So it's not ideal. That's why it was implemented that there's a mute button and that the music doesn't start. But I don't think that's true for the observer. I guess we're about to find out. Still can't see it. It looks like they're still finding the server. Meantime, we have the soft winds of dust too in the background, since that's still loaded into Path TV. Personally, I'm not a fan of any sort of ambient sound in maps. I feel like they're just a distraction and can cause a random element, but you know, it's not a big deal. And it's not like I messaged mappers asking them to remove ambient sound. I would never do that. We are smashing that refresh button. Yeah, there's a Inferno CSGO coming up. Hopefully that's them. A lot of bad maps being loaded. Slums, Assault, Nuketown. Gravity is kind of fun in an experimental way. Obviously not very playable. But yeah. Path community does love maps that are not very good. Hopefully it's done with Inferno, so we can get this. Oh, doesn't appear to be theirs. Unfortunate. And I've been told that, yeah, looks like they finally found the server. Hopefully everybody loaded in. Let's check on the stream. Reddit 1 minute mark is already passed. Looks like it's going. Cool. Maybe on Inferno so far new music, so maybe we get spared by the gods of copyright over there. It's not playing at Path TV. That's very good. Anything over here? Nope, here it is playing. Well, if you don't hear this portion, well, I guess if you don't hear this portion, then you don't hear this portion. But yeah, if we've been gone for a while, then it's probably because of that. In terms of what's going on in Inferno, we see second mid push on the pistol round. Only one person on A. The B pistol push is very common, so maybe TL was expecting them. But it's going against them now because they are 5v2 on the A side. Ninja immediately finding Kung Fu with a headshot, loses a little bit of health. Oni-chan, however, with the flying in apartments, takes out Satan. Mihawk trying to watch that door, but not watching behind, so this could be very devastating. He's just walking there, running into Oni, who has his gun up. Well, Mihawk does not have his gun up. Oni playing this very well, waiting on his team. He has a good angle here. He can really put pressure, but he needs to wait on his team, sort of distract them. So Bauer is now in a beautiful crossfire here by almost the entire team. Garth pushing on side, leaving just Ninja, who's in the corner. Takes out one, but is then being killed. So the retake was very successful, basically because of Oni, because he forced the enemy team to sort of look into all directions. We also have, I believe it was Enderman on the flank. Garth being put under pressure here by Ender by having the gun to the back of his head. Thank you, Mark. But yeah, they get the plant, but Inferno is a very CT-sided map. So getting the plant is good because you can afford guns, but you really want that round win more so than any other map, because any round win you can get ST is a round win you need, because you know CTs will get a lot of points, and once you go CT then you can make those points, but obviously you also need a T win, or the more T wins you have the better. That's a very ambitious smoke grenade, overflying his target, and this time they looked like they're going to B, and poor TL thinking, okay, they went A last time, let's like A a little bit more by having 3 players, which is the more traditional setup. But this time, yeah, we have Garf with a bit of a usual position there. We have Animate on the coffins, which is the more usual position. They don't have money for util. Changeman, however, did. Garf gets a kill, but it's being immediately replayed, no cover there. Animate using the coffins nicely, slowing down, getting a pick. Ninja now trying to push, but Changeman is already on the flank. He crossed, but it was communicated, I would assume, or he heard it. Myhawk really making that 5-7 work for him. Does he have armor? Yes, he does. So this is a bit unnecessary, since the AK does not care if you have armor whatsoever. But he does get a kill with a 5-7. But it's another win for TL. And away we go. We're buying the MP5. Rest of the team having rear guns. Good smoke in mid. And now finding Changeman. Garf and Ender pushing Banana. This could be potentially dangerous, but it does not look like 4-4 is watching that flank, so it could be very devastating if they are not fast on the mid post. Garf just died. It's interesting. I want to check that out. We have Bowers of Bomb who's still alive, alone in mid. How did Garf die there? That might just be a map bug. There used to be like a bug over there, which was very funny, where you get stuck on an asset and then you get into the falling animation and then die from it. But I've never seen it happen there. Interesting. I need to ask him and then potentially flag that map. It wouldn't be the only bug on this map. Ports are always struggling. Not struggling is only Chan, who's just destroying the enemy 5-0 so far. Yeah, so another round for CT. Yeah, 4-4 really needs to sort of get some wins here. They are on loss very soon. They should have the money, but they need the rounds. They're pushing into Banana full force. Don't think that flashbang really did anything. That grenade will have tagged Endermate, and they now know he's probably there. But Garf is also on the angle to watch that. And they get some crossfire, but Ender dies to it 1911, which is not ideal. It's now just Garf. Rotations are coming in from behind. Never mind, Kung Fu is already on the coffins. And Garf just, you know, collecting kills here. But Myhawk gets another kill with the 5-7. Satan in the red spot does not get a kill, leaving just Myhawk, who is trying to make use of the 5-7. But yeah, only just cleaning house. 7-0. And it's 4-0 now for TL. Wait, where is the spawn? It's over here. I never actually paid attention to this setup. Like, obviously it's not in the map, although I kind of wish it would be. Probably would make the map even worse, but I kind of like it. And now they're on full loss, so they can afford from now on until the end of time, or until they win a round and then lose a round. That's an interesting grenade, but it actually works, kinda. In a degree, but Changeman decides to just ignore it, push mid, and now is able to shoot them in the back. Not dealing a lot. Never mind then, actually he gets the headshot, but it's traded out. Can they shut down Oni finally? Kung Fu is in a good spot here. Oni still gets a kill, takes no damage. Kung Fu, however, takes a lot of damage, and then he dies because Myhawk is there with the M249, and Ninja takes out Kung Fu, and now it's just Garf and Endermate, who did not rotate through their spawn. They did rotate through B, to the Banana, which I cannot recommend. It takes a very long time. You make a lot of noise. The enemy will hear you long before. If you get lurked, you basically die. You don't have time to check any corner. So it's not a good idea. Also not a good idea. Bauer the Combat doesn't seem to be able to find the bomb spot and then fumbles around with a grenade. But Ninja picks up the bomb, plants the bomb, and kills Endermate. Garf will hear behind, but in the process, he just turns around and allows Ninja to shoot him in the back. So this was a very important round. 4-4 who won the round. TL should still have plenty of money to buy into next round, although Changeman is buying a Deagle. Maybe he didn't, but only he could have bought his team. So that's also something you need to sort of learn to communicate. But we'll see if 4-4 can continue this winning streak or if things will turn sour for them again. They lost their loss bonus, but you know, you want to lose that loss bonus. Again, the smoke kind of overshooting. I don't really have many angles on this map, so we're just gonna full helicopter it all the time. They're stacking B again, only getting the pick on Eagle on that flank. He doesn't need to be too aggressive. He got the kill. You know, that's what I mean. He gets killed. What you want to do is get the kill and then fall off. You did your job. You got the intel. You slowed down the push, and then you reposition to another angle that the enemy doesn't know about. Kung Fu is in boiler, but not really. Garth and Ender again pushing behind, but this time we have a lurking Satan. I was told this is called Mexico, which is kind of racist. Endermate actually checks it and takes out Satan, which again is funny. But they now know where the last two remaining players is. They have to fight for themselves. They don't need to worry. They have all the time in the world to reposition, get the angles, while the remaining TL members are still sort of running around, needing to check corners. And he checked the left corner, but unfortunately it was the right corner. And this is exactly what I mean. You know, you don't have time to check all the corners, and you don't know which corner there is. So just go to the spawn on contact, at least one person, and this way you can sort of help your team in a timely fashion. Now Garth needs to run because his time is running out. Whitehawk will have heard that and should tell his teammate, or maybe he just gets the frag for himself as he blasts down Garth. 4-2. Not sure what bounced there. Head peek by Changeman, but Satan takes him out. I think it was his first kill, and what a kill it was. So now they are about to take side because it's a 5v2 situation. Although Oni is on a dirty spot there. Kung Fu not really supporting his teammate though. That could be quite devastating. They're being really slow. Power Boost Bomber now has all the time in the world. They're double peeking him. Satan not expecting her to lurk on side, but she will surely be just found because, you know, yeah, you got a kill there, but then, you know, they all know you're there. And now it's a 4v2 again with the slow rotation from behind. That's really the issue here. And Ninja can just run around the corner pre-firing and there's nothing into about it. So you need to support your teammate. I hope making that sort of work once more and one more time. He really has that under control, just getting those kills, racking them up. 4-3. And we'll see. I mean, so far A works for them, and that's basically the advice I can give anybody trying to play this map on a T side. Basically, never go B until the enemy basically starts 5-stacking A. Banana, which is this section of the map, is just a nade paradise. It is so easy to nade, and there's not a lot of to do against it. There's also like dirty angles, head peeks, and all that stuff. Only rushing but not getting Eagle. Now he's trading out. It's now a 3v2, but they have A side for themselves. And this time Garth and Ender, I love to see it. They are actually rotating through spawn, so 4-4 still will take the side, but they're much earlier. They're maybe even preventing the side take if they're smart, because yeah, 4-4 quick slow here. Want to make sure there was no lurking. Have now picking a fight, seeing 2 members on the side. Ender could come in with a flank because Mihawk is expecting the apartment one more time. After being a little bit too aggressive, needs to wait on his teammate. Ender may then having to fight a 1v1, and Ninja takes that one home. 4-4, so a good comeback so far by 4-4. They didn't have any luck in the first 4 rounds, but then they really found their strides and managed to make A-side work. To continue on that, so basically you walk into banana, it is super easy to pre-nade, but even after the pre-nade, once there's contact, you can just carefully throw grenades over this house. It's super easy. You can throw flashbangs, all sorts of dirty things, and you know there's no real way to deal with it. You know, you can just go slow, but you can still get naded. Satan buying the 50, getting a pick in mid, and having a P90 and getting a kill with it. Getting intel that something is coming. Garf not using any cover, so he takes a lot of damage, but it's now just Kung Fu, which they probably expect to be an A player because she was on A multiple times. This time she's actually on B, and if she plays it right, she can maybe get them both. Unfortunate, but still, then the bomb would be down, and you know she could have maybe win the round, but she lost. So that doesn't happen. In German we say hätte Fahrradkette. Round switch now. We'll see what TL can do on the T side here. They absolutely crucially need to win that pistol round. Maybe not win, they absolutely crucially need to plan better if they win to even it out. But 4-5 is not a good result. It's not something you want to see on a very CT-sided map because it's an uphill battle now. Looks like they're going for the more traditional rush B, but they're being spotted in mid. And obviously now spotted in banana. No kills so far. Grenade not connecting. Satan getting 2 with the silenced 5-7. Changeman getting the refrag, but we have Ninja who's sort of blocking but no cover. He needs to cross that quick. He doesn't get a kill. We have another team kill by Changeman against Kung Fu, which is not ideal, and the flank is already there. So yeah, they are surrounded from all sides and die. 4-6. Not sure what Mihawk was doing over there. I'm not sure how often he played this map. Obviously this is a very old school map, so a lot of people know it. But yeah, that was about as far away from the enemy team as could be. We're seeing Gnome coming up by Garf. Not sure why he has so much money. I guess he didn't buy at all in the first round. So he still has 1,900 for next round. By spending 1-2 on an ump. Probably doesn't have armor, while the enemy team probably does have armor. Looks like they're all going towards the A side. Grenades coming out. If there was somebody, these would have been devastating, but they got the intel telling them, hey, it's probably nothing on B. We can go to A. At least Ninja is rotating. Mihawk or Satan should rotate as well. But it looks like they're expecting it to be slow, which, you know, in fairness, TL is slow, but it's slow towards A. Very much against them. Eagle getting shot with the Deagle, which is ironic. If you think about it, he's trying to nade it, but also shoots only just in the face. Also gets changement, but it's now basically a one-shot. Kung Fu making her way to side, making her way downtown. Yeah, Ninja almost ran past her because he probably didn't expect her to be already there. She might have been able to get past him if she didn't make a sound, but obviously you don't expect that to happen, so she just wanted to rush the side to get the plant. No plant though, so this is kind of falling apart for TL. 4-7, they didn't plant. Some of them can't really afford real rifles. Again, the syncing up of your eco is important. Always make sure to have that so that you can buy in when your team can buy in. This time Ender needs to force a Deagle, so if they don't win this round, he will still be low next round. Kingsman also only having a Deagle. The other remaining members do have rifles, very nice. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of user coming out. Maybe just a little bit, you know, you don't want to delay that through one and then like 5-10 seconds later through another. Eagle not, now he's connecting hits, getting that, but he's now one shot. He should fall off, just get a different angle. let your teammates do the lifting, or this happens exactly. He gets killed by Oni. Endermate also gets Myhawk as they're pushing through the banana. And he gets the kill on the distance with a silence dome. Interesting. But it's a 3v3 situation, which is not ideal for 4-4. Ninja does get the pick in apartments. Does he suspect another member there? He's still pre-aiming it. And we have Endermate who's now climbing into mid. Kung Fu gets him without losing any health, and Ender gets Bauer, leaving just Satan, who, unfortunately for him, only has an ump. And Kung Fu also has armor, so his weapon will be very ineffective against M4, which just melt. And also Ender also has armor, so his health is very low, but if he still has armor, then he will still be decently protected against whatever Satan can do. So Satan might just save. I love the name. It's just funny to think that, you know, the devil himself is concerned with economy. But he is. He's, you know, picking up guns and just running away. That's something Satan has to do from time to time. And, I mean, there's a lot of guns there, so why not? He's using that beautiful, also very broken head peak. You can tell I'm not a fan of this map, but it is in. It needs to be played. Kung Fu once more dying to the bomb. I'm not sure why this keeps happening. It's becoming a bit of a meme here. But yeah, they got the round, very important. They have the money to buy in. On the 4-4 side, they don't really have the money, but they brought back a lot of guns. We can fly over there with a chopper and see what they brought back for the team. We're trying to figure out what they brought back. We see some AKs. Eagle buying armor and MP5. Again, not a fan, but maybe that gets ironed out. And this time it looks like a B rush. Satan, what does he have? Is it a flashbang? Is it a grenade? It's a grenade, but it doesn't really tag anybody, unfortunately. He takes a lot of damage. And that's a nade. And again, it's just a little bit lucky. Myhawk getting another kill with the 5-7. And Garth being extra secure, just eliminating Satan. I mean, it's Satan. You know, you want to be sure that he's dead. And Garth made sure with that grenade. You see the flank this time. But this is what I mean. Oni is now just lurking. If Oni's smart, he will let the first pass. I guess I'm not saying he's not smart, but that's something you can do if an enemy is not even checking the corner. You can just run, let them run past, and then, you know, kill both of them. So now it's a 2v2 situation. And do they have the bomb? I think Endermate has it. Yes, he's now going to plant. Not sure why Ninja is abandoning the angle. I feel like he could have taken that fight from that angle better. Both are just camping the corner, and that's a disaster waiting to happen. He has to fight like a not ideal situation. I guess he has a good angle here, but he's very low health. Gets them though, and is being refragged, so Eagle can clean that up, turning this into a 5v8, 5-8 score-wise. He should pick up some guns, but maybe he does that in a minute. He goes, gets 1 AK and 1 M16. 5-8, and they have the money, so now it's a bit rough. TL still has money to a degree. Oni doesn't. He buys an Uzi. We'll see how that works out. Obviously, it's a very short-range weapon, so maybe he can make something happen in apartments. But again, it's not very good against armor, so you need to hit, like, I don't know, I think at least 5, if not 8 rounds, which is, you know, multiple seconds. And then if you face something like an AK or even a 249, and you just die, basically, long before that. Eagle being very aggressive in mid, he probably will hear this, that it's a B again. They're nading themselves. Interesting. Probably a little bit of miscommunication or bad nade, as it's being called. Only just running into Satan. Garth is now ready to lurk, but he's peeking before they are running past him. And yeah, I mean, Banana is like a shit show, but it's like double a shit show if you get pizza like this. And now it's Endermate's turn to die. And he does to a P90. 5-9, potentially last round. Unfortunately for TL, they are struggling for money. So only Kung Fu can buy a real gun. The rest of the team needs to buy what they can. Garth can buy an M16, so that's good for him. We're seeing another MP5 and an coming out, one Deagle, and then an M4 by Kung Fu. Current scoreboard, sorry, I need to show this more often. Really spread out on the TL side. Basically everybody getting kills, getting scores. On the 404 side, we see Ninja and Eagle respectively leading the pack. And they're trying B one more time. Is that a... yeah, it's a grenade, but again, it's slightly undercooked. Ninja gets flashed though, and then tagged, so they know he's in the corner. He already took a lot of damage. And we have Changeman with a beautiful one-tap in mid, only trading out with Ninja, which is ideal sort of in the situation that as a T you want to trade out. Satan buying another 50, he can use that thing as he's shown. Is he using a scope? There was some discussion if we should disallow that. He actually has a scope on the gun, so he could even play VRML like this. Personally, I feel like it doesn't make a big of a difference, just ignore the scope. It looks like TL is sort of reorganizing themselves, and maybe they left the bomb at spawn, because I wouldn't know why else would they go. If Eagle now rushing in mid, he would be able to hear this, does he? He's sort of turning around. Yeah, I think he heard like some footsteps, which didn't make a lot of sense. So Endermage is just blocking Banana. And Kung Fu, oh no. I think she had the bomb as well. Did she? Can't see it. I guess the only way to find out... Nope, Changeman had it. But unfortunately for him, he only has like a deagle. This is the more ideal bomb spot because you have more insights from all sides. So basically, Satan can just run up and clip the bomb. And there's not much you can do if you're in this position. This is why the other angle is a little bit better. But he has an uphill battle here, Changeman. He needs to get the kills, prevent them. And he only has a deagle. Does not hit the shots. So yeah, that should be GG then. Just need to clip that little angry calculator. And Eagle with the deagle does. And Satan takes him down. You know, you can't really trust or turn your back towards Satan. This one, not so close, but again, it's very silent. So once the CT side was over for TL, it's the uphill battle. And then if you don't win the pistol round, then that's just the game on Inferno. That's just how it goes. Anyways, 5-10. So final results are in. Good games, really close. Really enjoyed casting this. And yeah, excited for next week, where we'll be seeing these teams hopefully again. Probably not in that same situation configuration. I think Myhawk will not play because he basically just joined today. But instead another member of 404 will take his place. I couldn't make it today. On the TL side, I think this might just be the lineup. We'll see. I'm not entirely certain. I'm only certain that like the league players like Hector will not be able or allowed to play. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully you are as well. I'll make sort of like more announcements. It will start a bit early to accommodate the players that are more towards you know, the east. So you know, we'll start a bit earlier than we usually would, and then sort of have like basically semifinals and then finals. And the semifinals will probably be best of one, so it will be not too long. So it won't be like a full-on like 2-day tournament with like hours and hours of casting. It will basically be in total probably like 3 to 4 maps. We'll probably see both, probably not all teams in terms of like casting, but maybe Phoenix also will do some Russian casting. I'm not sure about that. I'll talk about that. And then yeah, hopefully we'll have a good time. Today actually was a good preview. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was good games, and yeah, hopefully there's more of this. And with this, I will leave you. I hope you had a good time here. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did, and it's good to be back casting. I hope the league picks up back soon so we can get to some regular games. In the meantime, we'll just cast whatever we can find, and you know, try to make something happen. With that said, I will see you guys next time. Again, this album we listened to today was called, it was Mega Drive, and the album is called 198X80. Yeah. I will see you next time.